That's a bit better. That's a bit better. I want to pop a sticker on. Oh. AI wallpaper. Gosh, doing it on your phone is so awful. Draw and guess. Oh gosh, no. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Stickers. Nope. Let's see if that works. Usually that restricts our account. Usually restricts our account. Welcome, Georgia. Long time no see. Oh. How are we? How are we? Should be live on the tube. Been live for 2 minutes. Can you hear me okay? Ask your questions. Dear me, it's been a rubbish day. Absolutely rubbish. My dogs are going to go crazy. I'm not happy with the camera position. Right. As always, guys, if you are interested, you can go to the YT, and that is me on there. We're going to go over a few little bits. Really don't know what to start with. What have we got on here? I wonder if he's done his welcome, Eve, sir. I wonder if he's changed his A+ content. No. He hasn't. Who's in the YT page? Who's on the YT page, eh? I can see somebody's on there. I'm just looking at, remember last week I was talking to a fella called Cable Guy, and he followed some of my advice, and I'm just looking. Just looking to see if he's actually... Where have we just gone? I can't remember which one it was. He told me that he did one, and I thought it was this extension cable here, but it's not. So if you wasn't here last week, we were speaking to a guy, you were on TikTok, asking a few questions and a bit of advice, but I can't think of where his his A plus content is. I don't think it was an extension cable though, was it? Or was it? I think it might be. My internet's so slow today. Welcome Niall. Ollie, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I can't find his A plus content. I canna find it. Can I find it? How's it going? It's going alright, mate. It's going alright. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm just looking at I had a person come in the last couple of weeks. Seller Amp videos on YouTube are great, appreciate it. No worries, Ollie. Which one do you find best so far? Long time no see. You've been on the live probably a few weeks ago now, Niall. But it's going alright. Yeah, like I was saying, we was talking. There was a guy who jumped on the live the last 2 weeks, talking about his he does private label, and he shared with the stream what his brand was. So we looked at his listings, and I just helped him out how to optimize them. But he started doing A plus content, but then I can't find the listing because he showed me the A plus content he did, and I says he needs to make some alterations. Seller Amp templates, not something that I was aware of at all. Absolute beginner. Ollie, the Seller Amp templates, they're fairly new, but they do help massively. I don't know, all days merged together. I can't remember. But if you've got any questions, Ollie, I'm live on YT as well, so you go check that out. Was it Louis? No, it wasn't Louis. It was so Louis does like automotives, don't he? He does quite a lot of automotive stuff. But he was doing he just made like cables for sites, so 110 cables. So talking to him, gave him a bit of advice. Have I done private label yet? No, I haven't. It was more to do with I've done unique bundles, but I don't do that anymore. Still in the journey of trying to get my first ungate sorted. Surprisingly finding good leads, but clearly can't sell any. Right. Have you? I'll have to redo the video because there is a YouTube video. If you can't send anything over TikTok. If you Ollie, if you're struggling with ungating, I did a video on the FBA Navigators channel on YT, and I went over like everything which you need to do with ungating. And if you message me or message me on WhatsApp, there's a link in my bio. If you message me on WhatsApp, I'll be able to actually send you like a document to go over ungating. Why you not done any private label yet? Well, I recently, when I was doing unique bundles, I actually closed down my GS1 barcodes. I've got the brand registry, but because I was focusing on unique bundles, I wanted to go down a certain category. We'll shoot you a DM after the live. The DM's going to be, well, the live finishes at 9 o'clock, so hopefully remember it. We'll cash for 5 to 10 ungates. It's not working out. Have cash for 5 to 10 ungates. You've got, when you ungating is not really a massive problem, to be honest. I think a lot of people believe it's a massive problem. When you're looking at brands, you've got to think about what type of products a lot of people sell. Should cost you £1 to £10. Yeah, it can cost that. Depends if it's a 100 unit ungate, which I do discuss on that video as well. I do need to do a redo of that. I've got to. These were the cables. I might actually have it. Was it this one? I love how now my everything I've got on here now is just cables. Faithful, that isn't it still? Some are cheap, some aren't. So what I was doing on that video, I did. If you have like a brand, so like let's say Panasonic. For me, our young gate at Panasonic, it was 100 units. So what I did is I used Keeper. You should be able to now use SellerAmp to do that and find a product where it's cheap enough to actually go ahead and purchase. DIY brands, for example, don't at all have £1 items. They do have quite a few. Like I say, Panasonic, that was a decent ungate. And what I did, I brought 100 Panasonic little penny batteries. Do I have to be from England, have a and USA to start a business? No, you don't. So you can send products. You can obviously do it from a different country and sell a different marketplace, but you'll have to look into certain requirements and stuff. Yeah, 100 unit ungates definitely aren't for me at the moment. I only sold my brand for like 2 years now, so my FBA has just stopped sending a load of leads, and I hope I'm not Yeah, that's the thing. With 100 unit ungates, it can be quite hard. That's why you've got to look in for the cheapest items. Then you've got to be looking at how you're going to get rid of them or how you're going to sell them. So I recommended buying solos, making sure that you had like a multi-pack and then sell them that way. Yeah, I've found some good cheap items, but even if you look at a single drill bit, for example, tend to be 5 to 6 quid. Ollie, there is a way to do it. So if you jump on the tube, what I can show you is on the tube, depending on like brands, what you do is go to Keeper, you go to Product Finder, and why I recommend doing this is because you can actually search for a specific brand. It's up here, brand. So let's say you want to do, I'm just going to say Nike because it was there. You want to ungate Nike. You want to be putting obviously your buy box to like £10 for example. That's going to give you 490 products. And then you could actually look at the buy box, what they're currently selling for, buy box, and then you can filter. That's going to give me the highest price. No, there you go. So you got Nike products here from Amazon, £3.37 for Nike, and that's for a striped shirt. It says striped shorts, but it's actually a striped top. But why I do that is because when we're selling on Amazon, we always know that products, you could get them cheaper elsewhere. DeWalt glasses are like £1, £2. Even DeWalt, you could get like just the drill bits. Now I know you're probably, well, I'm thinking SDS bits when you said drill bits, Ollie, but I mean like the actual put into impact driver. I presume the actual item doesn't matter, literally just a lead your invoice and brand name, yeah. A 50p LED may work. Yeah, so like if you was doing Philips, what you used to get is the little starters. So fluorescent tubes have a starter to actually ignite the fluorescent tube, and you can do that. They're cheap as well. The three main DIY brands are all below £3 a unit. DIY, I sell a lot of DIY, and I like DIY because when you're selling DIY products, you can actually always go to the part number and make sure it matches up. Instead of just like an EAN check, always check out the part number. You've got to make sure everything lines up though. We was looking at, let's just put Power Tool World in. Like with drills especially. So if you was looking at drills, power tools, Makita, they do decent drills. You could actually be getting, there you go, drill. Some of them's got like a X or an L on the end of the actual part number, and like you'll find a listing without that, but it's a different product, so you've got to make sure everything lines up. Like you've got here DHL P4889Z, you might have a DHP489 on an Amazon listing, so that would be a different product. Makita have a grinder pad for 99p. The tools are really good. Tools are really good. I like doing tools. It's simple for sourcing. Use a lot of like tool places. You've got a drill here for $35.99. Ooh, that would have been a good way to start the stream. Amazon's been selling it. But this is an out of stock listing here. No one's actually, oh wait, someone is it FBA? Amazon's been on the listing. $42.99. Wonder if they've been making any sales. If you've got any questions, fire them away. A lot of people recently been selling it. These are used very good. You'd be looking for your FBA sellers. Amazon's out of stock at the moment. If you're looking at this sort of listing, you'd be wanting to double check like that sort of who's been on it, and like I look at Amazon, see how regularly they've gone out of stock, back in stock. You can see this listing, they have been in and out of stock quite a while. It looks like an older model, that's probably the price point. But yes, any questions, fire them away. We've got plenty to get on with. If you want to go down a certain path, make sure you let us know. If you want to look at Arbisource, I should be able to show Arbisource. Depends if someone's on the demo account or not. Here we go, we're not on there. Sourcing list results. Ooh. We've got, if you've not seen Arbisource before, you've got all these suppliers. Lots and lots of different suppliers. You could obviously go in there and have a look at them. Different products. I haven't checked Halford's out for a while. Has Halford's had any special offers on? Because when they do an offer, that's usually something to go and get. Do you use a virtual assistant? Yes, I've got a virtual assistant now. I was going to get a second one, but discussions fell through. But the second one was more going to be admin, a bit of video editing as well. I have just recorded a video for Thursday for the long form platform. So looking at the long form platform, we're going to be talking about Keeper. That's the video for Thursday. I've got to edit it, so let us know. It's just a quick overview. I am going to start doing the Keeper course again. How many lures do they do? And I'm trying to get a second and a third. Yeah, I would like a second one, but like I say, I want one who could do my admin, focus on my admin, but they've also got some sort of knowledge of being able to go on to do a bit of video editing as well. In regards to checking sales apart, keep a graph for listings. Is there any way to tell when SaaS doesn't show sales per month? You could go on the BSR, but that gives you the problem with just focusing on BSR. That might give you mixed results depending if the product's a variation or if it's just an individual listing. If it's a variation, what happens is you'll have what's called a parent ASIN, and then you'll have children ASINs. If you have sales across all the different children ASINs, that actually all goes to one parent ASIN, and that will show you the BSR for all of them. So when you're analysing the data, you might be looking at a product and it might be saying that the product sells 200, 300 times a month, but it's actually potentially another variation. Sorry, I hope that didn't cut you guys off. People on the YouTube, they would have heard me ringtone. So a little bit of it would have been. Let's put some music on. Zelda. My ringtone's Zelda. I'm a old school Zelda person. I've been getting back into Pokemon as well recently. We found Rachel's old cards art, which she's got like some really good cards. We got a couple of them valued, and they says, "Oh, we could offer you like 150 quid because of the condition it was in and stuff like that." We're going to get graded, I think. Connect to a device, study Echo Show. Oh my days. There we go. Let's have this playlist. There we go. Right, sorry. What's one Amazon feature or strategy most people completely ignore, but top sellers use all the time? That's a good question. I think, Alex, it's more about having different tools in your toolbox. So a lot of people, like today, I was trying to do something which I've not done for a while, and I knew I was just not getting anywhere. Let's turn that down a little bit. So the thing is, sometimes you need to just evaluate your actual strategy of how you're approaching a day. So like I was doing one sourcing method. It wasn't going quite to plan, so I wanted to win. So I went back to something which I know that I could source quite easily, got the win, and it builds you up. So it's not really about one strategy or what people ignore. It's just having different strategies you could go to and understanding what your strong suit is. But there's a lot of different things. A lot of people focus, like, you don't have to complicate it too much. Like, people say that manual sourcing is really old hat. It's one way which you could actually do quite regular fine products. And even if you're using softwares like Arbisource, Profit Path, these scrapers, you can still actually manually source products and find items without that. Used to smash Pokemon back in the day on the DS Lite. Ollie, I'm going to show my age here, but I had Pokemon Red on original Game Boy. Original black and white Game Boy. Not even the advanced. Where did I get your VA? So Nion, my VA's a little bit awkward. So my VA actually came from My VA actually reached out to me on TikTok. Obviously, I did my due diligence. I had a meeting with them, and I did some other checks and worked through it that way. Game Boys were a little bit before me. Great games though. Yes, there was, but I was talking about the Pokemon cards. So I've been collecting Pokemon cards since. Rachel's got some Pokemon cards which she put them in binders and stuff like that. And that's what we went to evaluate. But I have been buying like the ETBs, the big boxes. Well, big boxes, you can get big boxes, but I get... Do you pay monthly more or less than $300 a month? So my VA gets $320 a month, and then 4% of is recommended products. Sales. I've heard your VA lives in the basement. I haven't got a basement, Mansfield guy. He lives in the pub. Right. I don't know if anyone's on the YouTube. The dogs are probably going a little bit crazy, guys. A little bit crazy. If you wanted me to go get the Pokemon cards, I could go show you a few. But I've got a binder at the moment. So Rachel's got all the vintage cards. So we went and sorry about the dogs. They recommended me putting them in like the protection sleeves, the penny sleeves. So I've put them all in there, and now I'm going through a whole binder and working it around. I'm doing 250 right now, but going to do bonus if he has a good month. I think it's good to do bonuses, because it works, like it gives them more reason to actually try harder as well. So I've done 4% on his sales, but like I'll look at Seller Toolkit, I'll work out at the end of the month what his commission he's made. So look at the profit on his SKUs, and then I work out like losses and stuff. So I can't, if I've got a return for that product, that's all factored in, and then he'll get a payout as well. How long have you been doing Amazon? So I've been doing Amazon since 2022. First live I've caught of yours. Ollie, I do this live every Tuesday night, 7 PM till 9 PM. So that's it. I'm on week 93, I believe this one is. But like I say, I do screen share as well. If you want to go over anything, we can go over stuff. I think Kobe was over on the YT. I don't know if Kobe's still here. Kobe, you'll have to give... He did chat. Hello. Kobe, you still here? I'm sorry I missed your message. I had it on the wrong one. So Kobe's just asked, how would you ungate Bosch? I don't know if it's still there. Sourcing. We're always sourcing meat. Always sourcing. I mean, how long have you been doing FBA Amazon? First live of quote of yours. I mean, the more you incentivise your VA, the better they do. Same as managing everyone. Yeah. Yes, JB, I'm on TikTok too. I'm on both platforms. That's how I'm doing both things at once. I don't know if Kobe's still in here. But Kobe, if you are in here, I would recommend looking at the buy box, obviously putting it fairly cheap, so £10. Put your brand into the category, what you want to find, so you're looking for Bosch. God, there's loads of Bosches there, I shouldn't have pressed enter, let's just press the one. Bosch! And I can't even spell Bosch, Bosch. You go on to the find your products, and then I'll recommend going to your lowest. I only recommend doing this because you'd be able to find out the cheapest product on Amazon, and then you'll be able to look into what the cheapest product is, and then you can like reverse that back. So you look for a source store for that cheap product. Like you've got Bosch product here on Amazon. Bosch professional sanding paper, it's 51 pence. So even if you brought 25 of them from Amazon, you get the does that work out? 25, it's 50. So you get 25 quid you could ungate Bosch. That's for if you're doing the Amazon ungate using the invoice, 50 units. Thank you for the follow, Tammy. If you've got any questions, make sure you ask them. If you want to come and have a look, I have got a YT running at the same time. That's a ground fair play. Shall have to keep an eye out. Yes, Ollie, I used to screen share on here, but the thing is, it just kept restricting my lives. In October, they changed the algorithm, so I couldn't screen share anymore. Do you use Google Sheets for your VA? Yes, I do. So I've got a recommended, like he'll send me to a submission sheet, and then I'll go through, I'll say that I'm considering it, rejected it, approved it, how many I've brought, and then I'll track his performance on that. And then I also track, so I'm tracking what he's purchasing, and then I'll track the sales as well. So through STK, because I create all my own like SKUs. What software are you using to look at products? Arbisource. So at the moment I use in my own business, I use Profit Path, which I'm thinking about bidding off. I have got Arbisource as well, and that's the thing, I'm using two sourcing softwares. How much is the mentorship? I don't really offer one. If you wanted to have a 15-minute call, you're welcome to jump on. There's a link in bio if you want a 15-minute call clash. But I do offer one-to-one coaching, but it's not about that. There's no upsell on that. It's just if you want to have a 15-minute conversation, let's have a conversation. I'll help you out where I can. Well, Ollie, I set it up so you can see my face and the screen as well. It's just that when I'm showing a product, like last week we was dealing with the private label seller, and we was looking at his listing on TikTok, and they actually restricted me because I just showed his screen saying we weren't even looking at a sales page. Like you couldn't see the buy box or anything. We were looking at his A+ content. And they restricted my live because I was looking at the computer screen because they think that I'm trying to send you somewhere to purchase something. So, Tammy, I'm using Arbisource and Profit Path at the moment, but both are very good. Both have got their advantages. Arbisource is cheaper, so £59 a month. Profit Path is more expensive, but I do use both of them for their advantages, but I need to get rid of one because my subscription costs are too high, especially when I've got a VA as well sourcing. But I use SellerAmp, and I do videos on them as well. I have that, but as a website I hate Google Sheets. We have separate sections, so Yeah, I have got quite a few Google Sheets because obviously I've got the Amazon Sourcing Hub. So that's the one I do tracking my purchases. I have got a submission sheet which he sends his leads to. And then I've got one to track his performance. So when I purchase a product, I've set it up so it fills out my submission sheet. So I can track how much is spent, what his average profit is per lead, and we could go over that because I have a meeting with him every single week. I actually cancelled the one this week because I was a little bit busy. Message retracted. JB, Why did you retract your message? I did answer it though. I did answer it, JB. JB, have you used Arbysource? I know you're in America, aren't you? And is Kobe back now? Let me know if you're back, Kobe. Rebuys, etc. So he sends them in and I can add them, etc. So also, still think you should make the sourcing of a website. I looked at that, and you've got like you've got the Claude AI and stuff, because like Chris has done, FBA Chris, he's done his software anti. I did want to make it a website, but the sourcing hub, it's since I last updated it and sent out an update to everyone, that has actually come on leaps and bounds. Like my one compared is different because I've got like a SKU generator on there. I've made it more automatic as well. I also buy shirts, also fills out my SKU and my prep center SKU. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I've got prep center sheet as well. So like, if you look on my SaaS, let's just pick a product. If you look on SaaS here, I'm just picking a product. I should have just pressed that one before. So on SaaS I've set it up. So I have got an OA, an RA, an A2A sheet. So the OA, RA, A2A, that goes to the Amazon Sourcing Hub. I've got the prep sheet and then VA1 and my RA1 there as well. That is just like a bit of a mess around account, just to try and track other things. But yeah, I've made some cool Amazon tools for speeding. I've made some. Yeah, it's just I haven't used it yet. I thought you was in the USA, JB. How are you liking the content on YT? I can't say that word. That's why I keep saying YT. Who do I use for prep? So I use Complete Prep. Yeah, it's okay. I'm considering moving. So Arbysource, there is a link in my bio, JB. There is a link in my bio. Wink, wink. I can. Sorry about the dogs. I'll pop that in the chat for you. They have got. I don't know if the. Obviously, I'm looking at the English side here. I know they've got an American side. Marshall. Let's just pop that on there for you. I know they have got a American side, but I don't know if that actually works. Like if you get different stores pop up. I've not been in America, so I don't know. I use Hive as they got a website and all good support from them so far. That's good. Who's Hive? Is Hive is that Natalie Cromie? That one? Because am I getting confused because Hive is her learning like community, isn't it? In future, can you help me so I can sell in the UK? I could. If you're doing multiple marketplace, JB, so when you're doing multiple marketplaces, the thing is you'll have to, it's like starting afresh. You'll end up with twice the work, twice the admin. Oh my days. Sorry about the dogs, guys. Sorry about the dogs. But so if you was doing multiple marketplaces, you'd want really a prep centre in the UK. You've got twice as much admin, but it's like starting again, so you'd have to then start going through ungating again. So just so you're aware, you start basic again. Like I did the BIL listings, so I was selling into Europe, but a lot of the brands which I was currently selling in the UK, I had to then go through the whole ungating, But yeah, with Arbisource, I know they have. I don't know if any of these suppliers are in the US or if you get a different side. But I know they've got Amazon to Amazon. So if you look here, so if you go onto the Arbisource Discord, they also have like the Arbisource Discord, and you can see the US channels. So they've got the newsletter promos, so they've got the tracking all the newsletters in the US, so you can see the different coupons, and then they've got Amazon price drops, so you'll get like the notification pings. So like this one, you'll be buying for $4.49 and be selling it for $11.91. Obviously, you'll have to analyse that, but you've got also the Amazon business as well for you. So it might be worth checking out and jumping in their Discord just for the pings maybe. I don't know if I know there's a tactical arbitrage over there, isn't there? But yeah, I shouldn't have really showed that because of that. Right, nah, separate. Fair enough then, fair enough. Right, I think Kobe was in here, and I do know that he does actually. He does watch these lives back on YT. So, yeah, Kobe, if you was looking to get ungated, what you want to do is go to Keep a Product Finder. You'd be I recommend putting just a buy box maximum of £10 because it's just reducing the results. You'd want to put your brand which you're searching for or trying to get ungated, so like Bosch here. And it's just going to bring us less results. Obviously, we can put that as lower if we wanted to. If you wanted to, depending on the brand, because some brands do have a bit of a flaw on what sale price they do. So, like, you could do buy box with a maximum of £7 just to reduce some of the results. Search that. You'd go over to the current buy box, and you'll filter, and all this is doing is it's giving you an idea of what you could be selling, what products you could be purchasing or looking for it like in your online supplier. So like here you've got a lot of sanding paper variations which are fairly cheap. Some products it might be worth purchasing 50 units if you wanted to use the Amazon ungate. So you can see if you brought 50 of that, 51 pence, the 51 pence sanding sheet, that's going to be about £25, and Amazon's going to accept an Amazon invoice. But obviously make sure your invoice says all the requirements, so your billing address is obviously same as your Seller Central, your name's on it, and all that good stuff. Make sure it's got the right amount of quantity on it. You can submit multiple invoices as well, as long as there's X amount of brands on there. So like if you ordered 50 of these ones, Bosch sanding paper, and it came in a 10, a 20 and a 20, you could submit 3 invoices because it's still got that 50 units of Bosch on there. Or another thing, if you wanted to, if you was buying Bosch, you could do multiple items as well for ungates. So you could be using like 10 of this or 10 of that, get 20 units, or 5 of each if you was buying it from an online supplier. Basil, thank you for the follow. If you've got any questions, fire them away. very quiet on here. I really didn't want to do the live, but it is what it is. I've recorded another YouTube video for Thursday. That'll be out 8 PM. That'll be out 8 PM at 8 PM Thursday, UK time. Bosch sanding paper. See, you've got quite a lot of different you won't want to go to them. That'll be too expensive. Why did I close that? Bosch sanding paper. Bosch sanding sheets. B&Q. If you was buying from B&Q, I would recommend checking who you're purchasing from. B&Q is a marketplace. They have taken on a lot of third-party sellers, so just be aware of that. You would want to be buying the individual sheets as well. It may cost more than a multi-pack, but you're wanting to have 10 units, individual units. You could also be purchasing products like drill bits as well. So you've got a drill bit here. As you can see, that's a pound. You can be looking on the listing. You could be doing that Arbisource reverse search as well. If you guys have got any questions, let us know. Have you got any questions, JB? See, you've got a Bosch Ungate here. There you go. Why is that not? Why is that not loading up? A Bosch Ungate from Screwfix for £10 if you needed it. So it does work. That method does. You might not go to the cheapest one on actual Keeper. You can scroll up a little bit. It's up to you. But it's a good method. I think that it's a foolproof method, really. You can obviously go and have a look and do that reverse search. One thing you'd want to be thinking of or considering is you'd be wanting to consider. I really don't know why it's not loading. You want to be considering like what you're going to do, like to sell them. If you're happy to make that £10 loss just to ungate Bosch, that would be perfectly fine. But you would be wanting to consider, like, can I sell this as a possibly a 2-pack, a 3-pack, 4, 5-pack, 10-pack or whatever. If you can sell it in a multiple on that ASIN, that means you'd be on a different ASIN. That means you'd be good to get rid of the stock, because you don't want to be putting too much stock into getting ungated and then struggle with like getting sales because all your stock is going on ungates. With ungates, it's always a good idea to try and get your sales history up. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. So just making sales, if you're starting out, potentially just start breaking even at the beginning. Or just don't make that massive profit, which you're thinking like 30% ROI or whatever. But yeah, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I think Niam's gone. Ollie's gone. Has Ollie gone? He's made some cool tools. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I would go about ungating, and this is what I do for my own business as well. So if I was looking for a brand, it's like when I was doing the Panasonic ungate, I was buying some Panasonic, I don't know if they're Panasonic toothbrushes or like Panasonic epilators. Pardon me. So I was getting about £10 profit per unit on them. So I did this method, looked on Keeper, seen what the best brand was, the best product, and I found the penny, like penny batteries. So I found like penny batteries like this, and I was able to buy them individually. So I use CP Farnell. So CPC Farnell, these. I brought the components from there. Gosh, my internet is struggling today. SJ Products, welcome. So yeah, I was able to do, oh, there we go. I was able to look for an individual battery. You got energized there, Duracell. Let's just do Panasonic coin battery. There we go. I don't know why they've got all these extension-y bits, but I just found the individual, there you go, like that, Panasonic, and there was 50 pence. This one's a little bit more expensive, so it's not the exact one I brought, but it was, I think it costs 50 quid to get 100. There was a bulk buy offer on it as well, so I think I spent like 38 quid. But I was making like £10 units on these toothbrushes or what, and I could purchase 8 of them, so I made a bit of a... I broke even on the batteries because I sold them as a multi-pack, but then I actually sold the products as well. So that's one way of doing it. That's what I would recommend doing if you was looking at ungating. But you've got all sorts here, button cell battery holders. Get 10 of them. There's only 6 in stock, but... Welcome, Follow to Inspire. How are we? What questions do we have today, mate? I'm sure you've got plenty of questions. You can tell this is a demo account. It's not got much on it. Be afraid. Is Costco got out? Ooh, Dyson hair wrap. Buy it for $199, so for $3.29. I think I looked at this one the other day, but it's gone up. Further 20. Ooh. There's no settings in here, so these aren't going to be correct. Sharing that profitable, buying it for $24.99. That's not going to be profitable. Not for me. $22.20. Do you sell a board? Ruth, your YouTube videos are very good, thank you. No worries, Follow to Inspire. I'm glad. Are you following me on there? Ruth, I don't personally. I use Seller Toolkit. My life will end. Bloody what? Yeah, Laura, I use STK. Why? What's the issue with Sellerboard? Or is there anything I can help you with? Sellerboard is, before all these other ones came out, Sellerboard and STK was ruling the marketplace. So Sellerboard is a good starter one because it's cheap. You get like a 60-day free trial at the beginning of it. So it's not necessarily a bad one. Keep seeing everyone using something else, wondered what it was. Yeah, Sellerboard's I wouldn't say seller board's a bad one. It's got its advantages as well compared to some others. So I believe seller board does eBay as well, where some other ones don't. And like when you're doing Amazon, you've got to weigh up like what works best for your business. So it's not a case of you see everyone using something else. Why is it good for you? You don't need to change, if that makes sense. If you're using it and you enjoy it, there's no problem with using seller board. I've known a lot of people use seller board for years and years. It's alright, no worries. Make sure hit the follow button. Follow to inspire. Which one's your favourite video, mate? If you like my YT content, what's your favourite video? Did you like the break? I wasn't 100% in love with the my advanced templates on SellerAmp. I want a bit of feedback on that one. I would love a bit of feedback on that one if you could. So what I'm talking about here, if you are watching me on YT and you can see my screen, I'm going to show you what I'm on about. So if you go to SellerAmp, obviously log in. What I was talking about on one of the recent videos is we was looking at the advanced search and we was looking at these templates, why you would use them, how you can make them better. Why everyone teaching on TikTok to the public to sell on Amazon? I'm not just on TikTok. And to be honest, we can't really teach a lot. A lot of people would come on here and talk to you and try and sell you a course. I would love to happily teach you. I used to teach on TikTok, but now I've had to show my screen on a different platform. I've been doing it for 93 weeks. This is week 93. But the other platform is the long form platform, if that makes sense. So if you want to see my screen, that's where you can go. But yeah, we was in one of my latest videos, I think it was last Thursday's video, we went over these templates, why you'd use them, how we could refine them, what I liked about them, because there's some hidden gems, some filters which I was a little bit surprised to see as well. And I was talking about like the Amazon back order, offer shipped is delayed. I'm still a little bit unsure about this weight. I need to message Al to verify what that weight should be, if it's in grams or not. I'm only presuming it's in grams because that's why it's on Keeper. But yeah, I thought that I wasn't 100% sure on the video. So follow to inspire. If you watched that one, give me a bit of feedback. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, aim. It's not everyone teaching. A lot of people would rather just sit there and say buy my course. But let me know. If you want ask any questions, I'm happy to answer. Yeah, you can see here they've got the templates as well for 8-way flips, which, like again, there was some filters on here which I was a little bit shocked about. So with the 8-way flips, really these ones don't really matter. You're just looking for that one-day price drop, really, if you're thinking about it. But a lot of people will be thinking, oh, I could do 8-way, I'm just going to do this. But if you, like I say, if you run it, there's some not really good results from it, and you're not going to get many results from it either. Because you've got to be thinking, how many times does a price drop on Amazon, which is a product we could sell, how many times that drop 50%? It's very, very rare. Bulk UPC to ASIN conversion. What the hell? What do you mean by that, JB? You're not money hungry. I'm more than generous with me knowledge for to inspire. The thing is, like, some of these content creators, like, they just don't care. They don't care about you at all. And that's the difference. Like, I saw one at Spring Fair, which sells his course, and we saw each other in the same aisle, and I said, alright to him, are you okay? And they basically just turned around and walked away. It's like, but if you go to events like that, and I have people come up to me and talk to me, I don't know who they are, but if they want to talk to me about Amazon, we've got all day. We've got all day. Obviously, I would have to do some stuff, but like, I go out and I'm happy to show my face in public and talk to people. That's why I do the live events and stuff, because I'd rather try and help people, and I'm not above anybody. Bulk UPC to a free tool. I have access to a wholesale account. Problem is they speak obviously only UPC. So JB, what you could do, if you got a UPC bulk upload, what you can do, you're using Keeper, aren't you? Hi, I'm having problems with ungating. I hope that you're not saying that to me, Immy. It is. But you've got to realise why Amazon's doing it. So Amazon's doing it because they want to protect them and the brand, really, but it's more about them. So they're going to ask you to provide the invoice, so then they know that you're selling genuine products, you're getting your products from a reputable supplier, and that's just going to give them that confidence, because at the end of the day, they don't know who Immy is. And we've got to understand that. So it's a protection method. Right, JB, I'll show you this one. So if you've got a list of UPCs, you go to Keeper, you go to Product Viewer, and you can press this list of UPCs, EANs, or GTIN codes. So you'll be able, let me get you a 1 second. Let me get you a wholesale list. And I'll show you how we could utilise it. Right. So we've got wholesale list here. Yeah. Obviously, you've seen the wholesale list before, but mine's going to be EA. What the hell was that? Hello, Daniel. How are we? They don't accept even though it's legit and from a proper company. Immy, have you done the checks making sure that you've got your name on there correctly, matches up with your business address? Thank you. You don't have to gift me, Daniel. You're making me blush, mate. Yeah, so they're obviously not accepting it for some reason. Have you taken pictures of your products next to the invoice? Pictures from like different angles and stuff? Oh, thank you for the gold glove and the heartbeat, Daniel. I do appreciate it. Also sent them a letter of authorization too. You can send them like delivery confirmation and proof that the product's been delivered to you. People's in the past have sent, people in the past have sent bank statements in. You can also rotate your invoices as well, that might help. Why you, if you were a good seller, why, sorry, I've just had an eBay order. If you're a good seller, why are you making more competitions for yourself? Done that too. I have, Imi, if you message me on TikTok, I don't, it might have to be the what, so I'm in the link in my bio, there's a WhatsApp number. If you message me, I've got a document I can send you about ungating. That might help. But if I'm a good seller, why are you making more competitors for yourself? Is Amazon easy? No! Amazon is not easy. Sorry, JB. I have like abandoned you a little bit there. No worries in me. But yeah, if you was going through your wholesale list, I'll answer you in a second, AIM, about the more competitors. So if this was a UPC, obviously mine's the EAN, you could copy that column, you could put it into keep a product finder, product viewer, you get that list here. So I'll just show you that this wholesale list has got 3,168 different products under that EAN. If you put that into the load list, what that's going to do is go and check which ones are actually on registered listings on Amazon, and then you can actually start using the filter system to work through your actual list, and it just speeds your time up, because if you went through 3,000 products, that is going to take you a day into, if you look through them properly. Reset columns, there we go. So we've got like these. If you want to, you go down to the brought in the past month. You could go to greater than, let's say 50 for example. That's going to reduce you to 21 products. If you want to take that off, obviously we've got 3,500 ASINs. If you wanted products which sell a little bit faster, maybe you could say greater, sale price a little bit higher, greater than or equals to. You could say like the £20 mark, like I recommend. And then what you do is right back over here, you have the EAN numbers, and you could copy that. You'll be able to go onto your product sheet, you'll be able to find that, and then you'll be able to work out the price, so you'll see what kind of products are selling for what. So this Egyptian bast, that is, we could be purchasing this for $440 plus VAT. If you wanted to get more quantity, $399 plus VAT if you brought 24 of them, and then you'll be selling them for $24.99 for example. I hope that made sense. Right, so AIM. If you're a good seller, why are you making more competitors for yourself? It's a good question, but you've got to realise there's like, Amazon is a premium marketplace. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of sellers on Amazon. And there's millions, if not billions of products. I've got your message, Imi. I've got your message. There's millions of products. I physically can't buy all them products. Is Amazon for everyone? Amazon is not for everyone. Amazon is hard. It's a pain in the arse. It's not really passive income. You can obviously outsource a lot of it, but you still have to be going to it pretty much every day and just keeping up with things. So you'll have like, you could do outsource your prep, so someone else preps your products to send into Amazon. You can also get like virtual assistants. They could source your products. So you can outsource things, but it's not for everyone. It's not easy, and it's a massive learning curve for a lot of people. I've got a 350 square unit. I used to do reselling in, but I'm too busy with work. FBA, but maybe. Big Kebab, if you was doing that, probably, I'm guessing eBay. If you've got the unit, possibly FBA wouldn't be the best. If you've had enough with sending products to your customers, you could use Fulfill by Amazon. So you can send your products into Amazon and they'll send them to your customers, but you might be better to do what's called FBM, so Fulfill by Merchant. So your products would still be on the Amazon platform, but you would be fulfilling them. Then why new sellers start selling on Amazon? Because I think a lot of new sellers start selling on Amazon because they see a lot of YouTube videos of people driving Ferraris saying, you're going to get rich, you'll become a millionaire at the end of the week. I'm glad that helped you, JB. Let me know if there's any more questions, mate. I will get back to you. I'm just dealing 2 chats. But yeah, AIM, I think that's why a lot of people do get into Amazon, because they think it's a get-rich-quick scheme. It's certainly not. It's bloody hard work. How many years you need to spend to become a good seller? It depends what you start with, what capital you start with. If someone started with £500, they're not going to scale as fast as somebody who starts with £10,000. But the thing is, the person with £10,000 is probably going to be making more mistakes because they've got that money. So they'll just be quite happy to put it into any product and not really analyse more than the person who's got the £500, if that makes sense. But the £500 will be a lot slower seller. I don't mind the shipping, just sourcing better products. You will be able to source products. There's like different softwares, Big Kebab. So like you've got softwares like Arbisource which you could use. So that scrapes websites and then you'll be able to work out if it's profitable. The thing with selling as an FBA seller, the fees are huge. So if you've got like a partnership with a courier, so you get cheaper postage, and you've already got the infrastructure, that might be better for you. Like a lot of FBA people, not me personally, but some people don't have much storage, so they can't physically store thousands of units at home. So that's why they send the products into Amazon. I think people should stay away from any model of Amazon. That's fair enough. What's the numbers look like? On Amazon, it's massive, like the fees, because you're paying for, like, you pay loads of different fees. Like, you probably come here and like expected me to say, yeah, just jump on Amazon and like it's going to be so easy. It's going to be amazing. You'll be a millionaire at the end of the day. But right, you've got loads and loads of fees. So you've got, sorry about the dogs. You've got like a referral fee, a fulfillment fee for them sending the product. You've got an inbound shipping fee. You've got the storage fee. You can tell someone's mum's just got home, can't you? You can tell. Doing well jiggling. Well, I tried, JB. I'm sure that's supposed to say juggling. You've got like storage fees and stuff like that, which a lot of people don't really talk about. So you've got to be like, as a rough estimate, if you was buying a product for, like if you was trying to sell a product for a tenner, you're going to need to be buying it for like £1-2 to make a quid profit, which is rubbish. So I always tell people, I hope you can still hear me. I always tell people to try and look at a higher sale price, because then the fees don't work out as crazy. But it's excessive. That's fine, Big Kebab. So what I would recommend is, I can't show you my phone. You get like a profit calculator. So I use Celeramp. I can't really show it. I've got it on my PC on the YouTube, but I use Celeramp. So that's like a profit calculator. So you source your products, you put like the cost price in, it works out the fees, and you could say if you want to ship it yourself, or the dogs are quieting down, I believe. You could say if you're going to ship it by yourself, or if you're doing an FBA, so sending your products into Amazon, and it'll work out all your profits. So we use a profit calculator. I also use a sourcing software, so I use one called Arbisource. I also use another one called Profit Path as well. So you could set up like monitors on Discord. So when price drops or a product becomes profitable, what will happen? It will give you a ping. I'm sure if you're a reseller, you know about like Discords and pings and bots and bits and bobs like that. Check on your dogs. JB, it's because the mum's just got back. So the Mister, she's been out for a few hours. She's gone to get her hair done. She's been to the salon. Yeah, had all them. Yeah. I can imagine. I bet you've probably been doing like I was going to say sneaker flipping, but trainers and tickets maybe. I messaged you on WhatsApp, by the way. Can you send me that guide? Thanks. Imi, I will send you the guide, but not at the moment. If you want, very well. Thank you for being so understanding, JB. JB, did you watch my video on these templates? Did you watch that? What did you think about it? Where can I improve as a upcoming white-ear tuber? No worries, Amy. I'll try and send that after live. Because like some of these filters, I feel are really good. Big Kebab, if you're still in here, there is some trials in the link in my bio as well. So go check them out. And thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I haven't. It's this one here. I haven't even got YouTube on it. There we go. Obviously going to search for the best FBA in the world. We're going to. It is this one. The Celeramp Advanced Search Guide, Best Templates Strategy. Because it's a long video, it's very informative, going over the different filters, what I like, and then I'll tell you about how we could improve the filters, because obviously these are preset by Amazon, by Celeramp. So you've got to be thinking about how can we refine them, get them better. Some of these filters may not actually be the best in some cases, which I go over, I talk about it. So I'm really intrigued on if people liked that video. Imi, appreciate the follow, mate. It means so much to me that people follow me. I am on YT as well. I'm on YT as well. The YouTube. But yeah, if you, JB, if you could watch that one and let me know in the comments. But I'm doing quite well with my YouTube videos. I'm quite proud of it. Still got 44 subscribers, but you know, I'm getting there. I've got another one coming out on Keeper. So on Thursday, 8 PM, Keeper video. I need to edit it. I've recorded it, and then I need to edit it. But yeah, it's gone a little bit more quiet on TikTok. So I've probably either been restricted, or people's just naturally left because I'm a boring old geek. But yeah, did you have any more questions about this product viewer, JB? I can obviously go over it again, a bit slower. It was a little bit hectic earlier. Did you know that that was a feature on Keeper, that you could use this? Because I am going to redo the Keeper 6-week course which I did last year. So last year I did a 6-week Keeper course going over everything to do with Keeper. So they're like free downloadables. There was lots on offer, free downloadables. We went over a lot of filters, understanding why different filters do what and everything like that. So I did do the 6-week Keeper course, and there's been a lot changed since that. So I'm going to do a renewed version. The lessons are not going to be exactly the same. They're going to be some lessons where it's a little bit similar, but yeah, if you want to get involved in that, what you want to do is there's a register your interest in the link in my bio, because it should be good. A lot of people last year loved it, to be honest. There was 25 people go through it, and I promised I would undercharge and over-deliver, and I met that expectation through and through. People were saying that I should have charged 3 times as much as what I did charge. Because some of the stuff which I went over, people just don't talk about it. So, sorry guys, music's just gone off. Just, why is that not doing that? Oh my days, every time I press the button it just clicks off. Where's my music gone? That's no. My music gone. Fit Benjamin. Sound. Why is it not loading now? Have I still got good connection, guys? Am I still? Hello? Anybody there? Anybody there? I don't know what happened. Can't play the current song. We'll skip it then. That was weird. I've never had that before. Right guys, what I'm going to do is I want Cable Guy to jump back in. because last week we was talking to Cable Guy. What we was talking about is A+ content. And what A+ content is, this listing doesn't actually have it. But A+ content is really good to get more people go to your listing. Amazon actually check that when they're actually trying to send people to the customers, because they want their customers to have the best deal. So if you look at, let's see, well, we could use a Keeper Product Finder to sort that out. So you've got like 6 million products on here. Has A+ content, 22 million. Let's just try and say that it's a. What brand will have one? Let's just try and put some filters in. 10,000. It doesn't really matter about the buy box, but we want something with A+ content. Let's just say between 10 and 20,000. Will bring us some lower results. So yeah, Cable Guy was a. I'm looking for off account, but that's up here. Cable Guy was a private label seller, looking for a little bit of advice, which is fine. Everyone needs a little bit of knowledge. Golden nuggets dropped daily. That's why I do this. Let's just chuck a few more in, just so then we've got. Let's do sort by last known 50. There we go. I've noticed the Amazons, they've now changed it back to the take away the 10, haven't they? 10 plus. So here we go. Felix has got it apparently. No. Oh, there. So yeah, this is what I'm on about. It's this sort of information here. So this is the A+ content, and this is what I was going over with Cable Guy last week. He was saying that he wants to improve his Amazon, and I said, I looked at his products, I looked at his listings, and I said, what you need to be doing is providing some A+ content. So as you can see here, it's from the manufacturer. You can see this is quite attractive. It gives you a bit of a run through of different things. You could have a look, and it's just like you want it to give your customer that connection to your product. So a lot of brands don't actually do that, and it's a really good way that people could go and have a look at it. He did do one, and I was looking at the beginning of this live, but I did give him some recommendations on how to change that. But as you can see here, it gives you a little bit more information about the product you're purchasing. Gives you a nice look at that. You can see all the information you need, and it looks a lot better than a product without it. So like this one here, I might not know. Oh, this one does have it. See, it's like more from the brand. So I might not have been going low enough when I was looking at Cable Guys. And it just gives you the validation, and it helps with your listings. And it, like, you want to be considering keywords like your product images, all that good stuff. I'm now interested if I just didn't go down far enough. Or is it this one? Nope. But yeah, that's that. Right, guys. What we're saying. I'm going to end the YouTube now, I think, because it's gone a little bit quiet on there. And what I might do is just refresh the TikTok. So, just so you know. So I'm going to end the stream now. So So I hope you like this video. Oh, I'll look at that camera. I hope you like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!